Hello and welcome to another Warcraft 3 audio commentary. Today, guys, we're going to be watching Yumiko versus a guy named ZDR. It's for WFZ. Oh, no, I keep saying Z. WFC. Of course, as far as I can find, this is the only replay. Maybe it's a best of one. I really don't know. If this is a series, I can't find the other games. So maybe it hasn't. Maybe they haven't even been played. As far as I can tell, this game actually went up today. It's supposed to be a really, really good replay. It got a gold crown on w3g.replays.net, so I'm kind of excited to go ahead and cast it. A couple of things really quickly to note before I actually get started. One, I'm using my old microphone. My new one is unfortunately broken. I'm not sure what happened to it. It just kind of decided to shit the bed. It said, screw this, I'm not doing anything for you anymore. So we're using the old microphone, and that basically means we won't be doing any of the Twitch casting, because really this one is, I have to clean the audio up, otherwise it just doesn't sound particularly good. But on the bright side, I've learned a lot about cleaning audio up, so I'm not going to complain about it. Hopefully the sound should still be really good, and hopefully you guys don't have any problems with it. Let me know if you do, because that would be bad, but I don't think you will. So yay. So let's introduce our players. We actually already did that, but let's talk about the races. So ZDR, he's gonna be spawning in as the light blue orc, and of course he's actually going with a Farseer as his first choice, his first pick hero, which is very cool. Also, another thing, if you guys like watching Chumpesque, I just watched him cast the game. He uploaded a game today, so you should check out his channel as well. I just wanted to give that quick announcement. I know some people will be excited to hear that. Of course, a lot of you are probably already subscribed there, so you don't have to worry about that. But he's mostly inactive, but I definitely enjoyed it. Unfortunately, his cast kind of cuts off at the very end. I'm not sure what that's all about. I've seen a couple of videos do that recently on YouTube, and I'm not sure if it's a YouTube glitch. I doubt it. Maybe it's probably coincidental, but it is what it is. Just keep that in mind. Now, we do see Yumiko. He's going with an Archmage as his first hero. Now that's pretty much a common choice. And of course, do note that we are playing human versus orc on Secret Valley, which is ridiculous that he's going with the Farseer. It's such a good map for actually seeing a Blade Master come through and item creep all over the place. I mean, there you can get 2 plus, I think it's plus 12 claws. That seems like excessive. I think it's plus 9. Yeah, you can get 2 plus 9 claws, as well as like 2 plus 6 claws at the same camp. If you creep out this, and you creep out this, all you have to do is kill this dude, and I think those 2 dudes right there at both camps, and you can potentially get plus 9 and 6, which is 12 plus, 12 plus 18, which is 30 damage. Oh, I've probably done the math wrong. I can't do math while I'm trying to watch the action. But so there we have a Footman. He's running away. He did take a couple of hits. Nothing too serious there. Down here you can see Yumiko is trying his best to dispatch of these little spirit wolves. They're from the beyond, and they're just trying to cause some havoc. Of course, we're going to see a very good resummon from ZDR and a little bit of great micro to keep him from actually giving any of the experience from these wolves on over to the Archmage. Of course, the Archmage is very close to level 2, as he was able to go ahead and quickly creep out this null camp without too much of an issue at all. Of course, the Archmage is going to run away, and the Farseer right here, he's just going to say, it's my heyday. Both of the heroes have taken a lot of damage, and this is kind of a little bit of a problematic for both players, as there's no shops, as far as I can tell, on the field whatsoever. Of course, there are 2 healing fountains, so that is always nice, but we will see that ZDR is playing very aggressive nonetheless. He doesn't care. And we will see Archmage thought about going over to the health fountain, decided not to in the end, decided he has to come over here and defend his base from this nasty little ZDR attack force that we can see. And once again, gonna go straight for the Archmage as soon as he comes back into this fight. And when did he summon? That's an old water elemental, so he could summon another one. He just now has the mana for it if he wants to, or he could do something else with it, but he probably will summon it fairly soon, just because he's not going to hit level 3 for quite some time, so we might as well go ahead and make use of that mana. But it's not a bad idea to go ahead and pick up boots before you come down here and to try to defend this anymore. Alternatively, he could potentially also decide to use that mana for creeping if he doesn't need to actually use it to defend this base, which it seems like maybe he doesn't need to. Now, one thing you can note is that ZDR has gone for very fast tech, and that's why he's done this incredibly aggressive bit of play here. Well, I say very fast tech. I think it was about a standard tech time. I can't quite recall now, but the point is that it's a tech. When you play Farseer first, a lot of times you'll see this super aggressive play like that we're seeing coming out of ZDR right now at Yumiko's base, and the goal is to say, well, I'm not gonna have a very super strong early game for creeping and stuff, but what I can do is I can just kind of make the early game be me trying to do more damage to you than you can do to anything else, and you're not gonna be able to creep or anything like that, because you would probably out creep me, because I didn't build a shop or anything like that. And so that's pretty much what we're seeing. ZDR said, I just want you to have to be fighting non-stop and not creeping and stuff, not getting up an expansion. None of that stuff. I just want you to have to tech, maybe lose some peasants. That would be great. You know, he's only lost a couple of peasants right now. He's only at 50 experience on the Farseer. Up here we can see the Archmage has been able to heal at that Fountain of Health at the top part of the map. Of course, the Farseer healed over at the one on the right side of the map. But again, he's going straight for this farm. He wants to kill it. If he kills it, then probably can come in here and start doing a whole lot of damage. Not something that Yumiko really wants, but that farm does go down. He's been trying to build a second farm right there, but unfortunately it'll also get canceled. However, Yumiko is finally here with this hero, the Archmage, coming back into this fight so he can kind of do some more reinforcement play. I don't know, he's bringing the Archmage in. He's decided he wants to do a little bit of damage there. He's going to finally summon one of those water elementals, and you know, he's actually going to be able to force ZDR out of the base using the militia and all of his army and stuff, and that's going to come up level 2 on the Archmage, which is a great victory for him. He definitely needed that. That will give him the Brilliance Aura, which means he can spam these guys a whole lot more, the water elementals, because, well, frankly, he's getting a lot of mana regeneration per second from that. You can just sit there and look at that. Fantastic mana regeneration. Fantastic. We can actually see ZDR has picked up a second hero. It's going to be a Tauren Chieftain. Of course, he has picked up a shop as well, Mr. Voodoo Lounge. He's got a speed scroll as well as some healing salves on the Tauren Chieftain while he creeps out this camp. Potentially even going to go for a expansion there. You could do so. It's not particularly uncommon to see an expansion kind of play coming out of a Farseer Tauren Chieftain work. You kind of expect it. At least I kind of expect it. So we'll see whether he decides to do that or not. Totally up for totally a possibility. He's going to be able to take down one of those peasants, still just harassing, and this is kind of a really cool play as well, where he's actually still forcing Yumiko to stay at his base. Oh, and the Archmage, or the Farseer, dies to the Archmage. I didn't think he was going to die, but I guess it makes sense because there is the Boots of Speed on the Archmage. I was too busy thinking about how cool of a play it is. Say, oh, well, you know, you're not going to be creeping, you're not going to be getting experience while I'm creeping on my second hero, which is always cool, and it almost really worked out for him. Unfortunately, he did lose the Farseer, which kind of messes that whole idea up a little bit, so I guess I was wrong in the end. But I think that's kind of what he was going for. He got a little greedy for that peasant, but also he was definitely, I think he was definitely, without a doubt, trying to do a lot of damage to the economy and slow Yumiko's tech down, and that he was able to do, even though he did actually lose the Farseer. I think if that was one of his goals, and I think it was, then it was still worth doing, because it's, as you can see, Yumiko has nothing right now. He's just now beginning that Arcane Vault. He has none of his tier 2 buildings. This is a shop, remember. That's not even the caster Arcane thing. That is literally just a shop. Here's the Arcane Sanctum, the first one finally going up, but meanwhile, we can already see that the Ensnare's been researched, Bestiary, or we got a Raider on the way out. We do have the Spirit Walker Adept training, but we already have 2 Spirit Walkers out. So yeah, we can definitely tell that ZDR has done a great job this game. He's definitely out-teched his opponent, and Yumiko is not an easy person to out-tech, but this has just been from that super aggressive style using the Farseer. And of course, he's not really fallen behind in experience either, simply because he made that really smart move and crept out the gold mine with the Tauren Chieftain. Now we're going to see a couple of these summons trying to run into his base, maybe for some scouting information, saying, well, what is he doing? You kind of already can tell just from the army composition. You basically know, but why not? You can also do a little bit of harass. These things have a pretty decent duration. It was summoned fairly recently. He's just going to be able to maybe do a little bit of damage. He should probably be focusing on a peon right now. That would at least require some split of attention for ZDR, but at this point, we're just going to see this fight going on. And of course, everything that gets ensnared is going to die, so that's 2 footmen definitely going down. These water elementals might die. This one will probably expire first if it does get chased, but this one could easily be killed with a Raider just to ensnare it. Over here we can see there's a Spirit Wolf just kind of doing a little bit of scouting, trying to find out where on earth did Yumiko go. Now Yumiko's pretty much not in a great spot right now whatsoever. He needs to do something to get himself into a better spot. Maybe this actually is going to be able to cancel a burrow. That's not a bad thing, actually. It's, you know, it's definitely a step along the path to putting yourself in a better situation. And now he's focusing on a peon right here, so you might even potentially get a kill with that, which would be kind of cool if ZDR does not notice that he's, you know, taking damage on a peon. But there you go, there you have it. Now we can see that he needs to get this Archmage out of here before it starts getting, you know, ensnared and potentially even surrounded, but it was kind of far away, so looks like it's gonna be fine. And instead ZDR wants to go for the sure kill, which that footman definitely is, so that's gonna be a little bit of experience being picked up. He does have a level 3 Tauren Chieftain already out. That's a level 2 Farseer halfway through level 2, and in fact we can see that the Archmage getting very close to level 3 as well. Not quite, but, you know, close enough that it won't, you know, one more fight, one more creep camp, I believe, or roughly like that. We'll get him there. Now he is seeing a lot of damage being done to this this Beastmaster. He's already used 1 potion of healing, so that is currently on cooldown, and he cannot reuse that. He's trying to block it into, because a lot of this damage is actually just physical melee damage, so he can actually go ahead and block out of the grunt damage and all of the raider damage and the spirit wolves, as long as he can put himself in that kind of blocked position. But here we're going to see him TPing into the base. He had to buy a TP, or maybe he got passed, probably got passed over from the Archmage, and he just had to get back inside of this building, which is, he just had no choice. He's taking a lot of damage. You can also see him, the residual effects of Shockwave, just kind of doing a lot of damage to these buildings and such things. So all of Yumiko's base is ending up in this kind of unfortunate state of disrepair. Nothing critical yet, but he's taken a lot of damage. He has lost his shop, which is unfortunate. Of course, luckily for him, he was able to pick up a scroll of regeneration or healing, whatever you call it, and get that going as well. So that is just going to allow him to get some of that residual healing going on throughout the next couple minutes of the game, which could be critical, because as you can see, Yumiko is definitely at a not particularly great spot here, and he is making casters. He's pumping out of 2 arcane sanctums right now, but his opponent, of course, has not had really any base damage done. He did have that 1 burrow canceled. I think he might have lost that peon, actually, because I don't see any low HP peons around here. Oh no, it went into the burrow. He maybe forgot about that. But yeah, you can see he's sitting at 49 out of 60 food, got 1,000 gold in the bank, 500 gold wood in the bank as well. Could potentially take this as an expansion at any point should he decide to. You can see that Farseer level 2 still, but you know, he's creeping over here with the Tauren Chieftain. He really wants this guy to get as much experience as possible. A high level Tauren Chieftain is definitely a scary beast, and at the very least, if he hits level 4, he's going to get another level of the Endurance Aura, which is just such a great aura, and that looks like it's going to come in very soon, right? About now, there it is indeed, and that's going to make his whole army move faster, which is definitely a big help versus a slow, and they also attack faster, and again, very much kind of like a counter to slow in some regards. It's not going to perfectly counter it, but it still is an effect whenever you get applied slow onto one of your units, even if it does have level 3 Endurance Aura, but it minimizes the effects quite greatly, which is actually quite good. Now we're going to see this Beastmaster in a little bit of trouble. He was able to pick up the Crystal Ball and a healing potion, but will he get out of here? Looks like he is surrounded, and he is going to go down and die just like that. Quite unfortunate for him. Of course, we can see that the the Archmage has hit level 3 from creeping out this red camp, but you know, he's not really had much luck other than that. Trying to kill that final creep with the summon right there. He was, well, a little bit unable to finish it, as you can see. Very close, so at 65 life, so that could go down really if he decides to walk over there with any kind of summon or anything like that. Meanwhile, we can see ZDR is deciding this is a great time to put up a Great Hall, which we can see right here. It's going to be one of the slow built ones. He's not quite tier 3. He's not even teching for tier 3. He's definitely just going to stay tier 2 solidly for at least a little bit longer. Maybe he'll see him go into the tier 3 later on in the game. Maybe for a 3rd hero, maybe for Orb of Purge or whatever. All those things are nice, but he just, right now, he's got a great strategy going for him. It's a very mid-game kind of focus strategy where very super aggressive early game, play it really smart, get your Tauren Chieftain a lot of experience, and then at the middle of the game, you can kind of say, yeah, okay, we're in a good spot. Actually, it looks like that was healed up quite a bit. We did have a Spirit Wolf, one of those guys coming in there just to scout and see, well, is he creeping this anymore? And the answer would be no. So it looks like it's going to take a little bit of a more concerted effort to finish off this creep camp if either player decides to go down there and do something about it. Meanwhile, we can see ZDR is still up here. He's still creeping out. He's saying this is another creep camp that I can go for, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do with that level 3 Farseer. He doesn't really care. He's like, it's level 3. That's good enough. I would like to get level 5 on my Tauren Chieftain. Instead, he's going to use that Scroll of Speed. Why not? He needed to go ahead and do that to pick up the item that dropped. One of these items, I don't know. All these items are good items, frankly. So all of those items kind of worth the 50 gold that he spent right there. We can see actually this Beastmaster is invisible, and he's going to go ahead and pick up that Tome of Strength. Why not? It's a little bit of extra health. You might as well go ahead and do so. At least 25. I think it was a +1. Might have been a +2, but I think it was a +1, which would be 25 life. You could probably just hit the rewind button if you didn't see. It would have showed. So either way, there is that. And will he go ahead and try to steal some items? This would be a great item to steal, especially because, as you can see, this guy is full up on items right here, so there's no way he can get it. What would be really cool is if he goes for the last hit, and if he gets that, that would be amazing. Will he be able to? I don't know if he's even going to try. Looks like he won't, but he will get the Khadgar's Pipe of Insight, and the way that ZDR just moved, he might not even notice that happened, but he's definitely going to know it right now. Unfortunately for Mr. Yumiko, the Khadgar's Pipe of Insight, not super useful, actually. He's playing a little bit scary there. He could have almost got surrounded, but I guess that's what he wanted, because here comes the rest of his army to come in here and start picking things off. It would have been nice if they had gone there and tried to stay a little bit longer. We would see a lot more units in slow and potentially getting died. So that was a really, really good call by ZDR. Of course, he did have the Farseer down a little bit south to be able to see that, oh, this was coming, so he spotted something I definitely didn't see. I was definitely tunnel visioned on that Beastmaster, but really good play for ZDR. Of course, he didn't actually see that there was a Beastmaster there, but hey, because it was invisible. But it did steal the Khadgar's Pipe, which he can sell at some point. He doesn't really need it because he has level 1 Brilliance anyway. It's the exact same thing, and they don't stack, so There you go. Oh, that or you could retrain into Blizzard and Water Elementals if you really, really wanted to. But he'd probably be better off just selling that for about 200 gold. Now, we can see Yumiko, he's going for the the tower push, which is a very interesting thing because there's a level 5 Tauren Chieftain on the field, and we just saw him shockwave down the tower that was building. That's really what's going to keep on happening. I don't think, I mean, with Chain Lightning and Shockwave on the field, getting any kind of towers up is just not going to be very easy to do. This is a very durable army against tower damage because it has the Spirit Link, and it doesn't have Healing Wave, which is the one unfortunate thing about it. But other than that, it does have a very nice kind of counter to slow in that that Endurance War at level 2. And up here we can see that the Farseer, he's just still in the back casting spells, you know, making sure he keeps these wolves out on the field, as well as some Chain Lightnings when he can. I think he went ahead and bought, yeah, so probably some mana stuff, as well as a Scroll of Healing. I believe he got that. I don't know when he got that. But there it is, and we're going to see another Shockwave coming in. Now, Shockwave and Chain Lightning doesn't really do much against Spellbreakers, so Yumiko's doing a really good job here, just kind of forcing this army out, hiding it away a little bit, and he's not doing bad. I think he could even win this fight, but he's not going to be able to do a very good tower push against this type of army. So it doesn't really seem to matter too much. Level 3 going to be picked up on the Beastmaster. Despite the lower hero levels, Yumiko's still able to stay in this fight, and of course, the longer the fight goes, the more that these summons are going to get more and more powerful, because the Spirit Walkers will run out of mana because they've been casting Disenchants, they've been casting Spirit Links, and there's another Spirit Link coming in. Here comes another fresh Spirit Walker in, but again, you know, at some point those guys are going to run out of mana, and it's probably going to happen before we see these guys with Brilliant Aura run out of mana. Now, the one problem that you have to be very concerned about is if ZDR is able to get a level 6 on the Tauren Chieftain. So you don't want that to happen, mainly because then he's like immortal and it's just not good. But I would say actually Yumiko really impressing me in this fight. I definitely was not expecting him to win the fight, and he clearly solidly won the fight. I mean, there is no doubt about that. That was that for me, that's an upset. I don't know if you guys enjoyed watching that as much as I just did. I had a lot of fun watching that fight because wow, that was unexpected. I mean, I know this army is fairly good, but the hero levels were clearly in ZDR's advantage. I mean, the game's not over, I guess, but just wow. If you can't win that fight, I don't think there's a lot of hope for ZDR going forward. Just because that was rough. That was a pretty big loss. He didn't really kill much of anything, and he lost just about everything. Chain Lightning and Shockwave, Chainwave as it is colloquially called. Colloquially? Yeah, colloquially. I don't know. It's very powerful. It's very fun to watch. It's very shock and awe. But I guess if you have your wits about you, it doesn't really matter too much. And Yumiko showing why he's one of the best humans in the world right now. Just picking off lots of things, and both of these heroes are... Farseer's going to go down, ZDR's going to call it a good game. Wow, I mean, ZDR, I felt like had the front seat the entire game, and then at the end, I feel like Yumiko just kind of said, you know what, you haven't done nearly enough, you haven't done as much as you might think you have, and I'm still in this game, and in fact, I'm going to show you why I am one of the most feared humans in the game right now, and I think he is probably the second most feared. I think the only player who people would probably be more afraid to go against in terms of human players is probably Thu. Thu's human is pretty scary, but Yumiko I think is a close second. Anyway, that's just my personal opinions. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Like I said, for me that was an upset at the end. I know that Yumiko's army composition was really good, but I didn't think he was going to make that comeback with the hero levels the way they were. I mean, he had a level 3 Archmage and a level 2 Beastmaster versus a level 5 Tauren Chieftain and a level 3 Farseer. I just didn't expect it to go the way it did, especially at the Orc's base, you know, where he has access to his shop. I don't, wow. But there you go, guys. That's the game. That's the only game I could find from this series. It could be in progress right at this exact moment. And if that's the case, maybe we'll see some more of the games come up from this. But as it is, I'm actually going to go ahead and move into another replay. I don't know if that's going to all come up tonight or not, but we're going to see how it is. And like I said, since I'm not doing Twitch games anymore, I'm not doing the Twitch until I can get a new microphone anyway, which I don't know when that's going to be because, or until I can get my microphone fixed. But either way, I have to do the offline recording. So it is what it is. Hopefully you guys don't hate me too much for that, because you should obviously not hate me for that. I don't know. It's just, yeah, I don't think anyone hates me for that, but it is what it is. So hopefully we'll have more games coming up, and that's all I got to say. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. My voice just broke. Goodbye.